This is Ty,
This is two.
and we're just here telling you if you like the video, put your thumbs up, like, subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
Go ahead and start the show.
Oh, start the show?
That's the raw stuff.
All right, start the show.
We do for love, love, the things we do for love. Sometimes I wanna give up. It feels like a drug, trying to find love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Last night was a blur. You had me thinking I wasn't enough. Oh, somebody tell me there's a dream. Somebody come and pinch me. Somebody come and save me. You just be.
Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Ty Lamar, and she is.
Two Winters.
And this is.
Talking shit with TNT.
And as you see behind me, I got the Juneteenth behind me tomorrow. Well, Juneteenth this weekend has become a national holiday. And
Tomorrow.
it's tomorrow, but by the time I put this up, it may not be tomorrow. But we'll see how when I'm either tomorrow or today, depending on what time it goes up. Anyway, it's been a moment this week. They have made Juneteenth an actual national holiday, which is a good thing. I know there has been a lot of mixed things on it. I've been looking at it on the internet, and literally, to be honest with you, not a lot of Black people are super duper excited about this.
No. Why?
All right, so I want to hear your opinion on it first because I've been waiting for about 5 days. I know we talked about it a little tiny bit because I really want to get your honest opinion about it. She got the hands folded. She get ready. She get ready to go in right now. Let's hear this. Go
ahead. So for those that are doing a whole hoorah, I feel like about the whole Juneteenth being a national holiday, I feel like we're missing the point as far as Black people in America, because I feel like that's a pacifier. I feel like, oh, really? That's all? Like, Biden has signed the Asian hate thing he's already signed that into a law. But Black people have been literally for years, since before Juneteenth, trying to get people to stop hating on us, killing us because of our skin color, doing things to us because of who we are naturally born and how we naturally came out of our mother's womb. I don't see Juneteenth being a national holiday as a major stepping stone, because all they're going to do is make it just like Christmas or Valentine's Day or Easter. They're going to, we're going to get this Kinta We're going to put Juneteenth on it.
Or the 4th of July.
Or like the 4th of July, and put this on here. We're gonna have fireworks for Juneteenth, and we might have some people out here with some corn that pops up. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna commercialize it. They're gonna make money off of this. And I don't feel like that's a holiday that money should be made off of. And if it is, it should go to the Black people for reparations.
You know what? And I'm gonna be honest. I'm a mixed bag with that because I agree with you. I agree with you fully on that. I feel like it is a pacifier. They done skipped everything that could help Black people when it comes to police reform. They don't even have an anti-lynching law. You know that?
They don't.
They don't. So it's not even a national federal offense for lynching. So I think it's a pacifier. We're gonna give these niggas this, and we just gonna shut them the fuck up. You know what I mean? But we're not really gonna give them what they really want, and we just going to show them the little things. But with that said, I do think that it should be an acknowledgement. I don't really celebrate a whole bunch of holidays, and I have never really celebrated the 4th of July before. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the hell you do on the 4th of July barbecue. But it should be a day. You can't have an Independence Day when only a part of the country was free. And I was looking at something today because I've seen a quote from Candace Owens, and she was saying how she ain't gonna pay Juneteenth no mind, and she gonna do it when her country was actually made. That was in July 4th. And now I feel like that type of thinking about Juneteenth is fucked up. And I don't, like I said, it is identity. It is identity politics, but I don't think that the politics should take away from the actual day that it is.
When it comes to Candace Owens, she has an identity crisis. At one point in time, she was pro-black, and then another point in time, like she is now, she is just pro pro Republican, and anything that falls under that tier, it seems like she's just slurping it up.
I don't know if I put this on an earlier show. It might not even be on YouTube no more because I probably took it down already. But I think Candace Owens is one of those type people who found her niche as a race or her own race hater, and she's able to go on Fox News about it, and she's been like in the media about it. Because other than her hating black people or going against everything that's black, because that's what she do. Everything that's black, she goes against. You know, other than that, you know what I mean, she don't have no other platform than that. You know what I mean? Her whole platform is to say the things that white people like to hear. And I feel like with her, I can't I can't even rock with her. Even if she does say something that I feel like is correct, it's just that when it comes out of her mouth, it really ruins the whole effect of what is being said. And I don't think she's a total fool, but I think she placates to her audience and say certain things just to placate to them, and she goes to the extreme.
I
And
think she is doesn't care about. I think she doesn't care as long as the money is correct.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think people on both sides of the argument makes a decent amount of money. You know, what I mean, the ones who are pro-black or the ones who are like Candace Owens. But would you think that Candace Owens would even be on TV right now if she was really, or if her agenda was a different agenda than what she had? You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't be on TV. Her podcast wouldn't be doing that well. You know, she literally has an opinion that make white people feel safe. Like make racist white people feel safe. That's Candace Owens' opinion. You know what I mean? By her saying that, it's like saying, white people, don't worry about that nigger holiday. You don't have to worry about that. We got this good white holiday. I don't want to say about this good white holiday. That nigga holiday that doesn't matter. They just a bunch of liberals who don't give a damn about us. And I don't know. I just feel like with Candace on, she placates to our audience. There's a couple other niggas that's on YouTube that does the same shit. But yeah, that's the way I feel. Well, had to do a brief pause, but that's basically the way I feel about the whole Juneteenth thing. It's like a lot, and Candace Owens. I just think that she's an opportunist. You know what I mean? But I feel your point though. I seen it. I just was playing devil's advocate because I was like, I was kind of surprised though. I thought you would be like a little bit happy. You were like, yeah, nope.
No,
I was,
not at all.
I was
They're
like,
going to capitalize on this thing and commercialize it and make money off of my ancestors, your ancestors, our ancestors struggle to be seen as a human being. The same struggle that we are still fighting to this day. And you want to make money off of that?
you know what?
I mean,
That's the part about I feel like with reparations that people don't understand, and they always say, "Well, you're not a slave. Your ancestors were a slave." But I can see if as soon as they stopped being slaves, they were being treated as human beings. I mean, we're still treated as less than, and I definitely get the point of the Asian Americans civil rights bill that they put out just now. But I mean, And the things that, and it's weird when it comes down to this. What I say? It's weird when it comes down to the reparation part of everything is because even the even the one some of the most staunchest liberal people refuse to have reparations. It's like
Um,
the buzzword of, oh no, that is ridiculous. That why do black people need more money? Why should we give black people money? They were not slaves, and I'm not a slave owner.
because we were disenfranchised from the beginning.
All right,
When we were quote unquote allowed to be people, for a better sense of the word, um, we were already 30, 50 cents behind. And then because we're already behind, they still knowing that we weren't equal yet, they still put the finish line here or the start line here, knowing that we're way back there. And then when we got to the line, surpassed it in some places and kept it moving and did fine without them. Then they wanted to, oh, let's bomb everything. Everything they do that's good, let's get rid of it. And so, like, really, I don't think people take that into consideration. Every time there is a civil cause for something, whether it be for Native Americans, whether it be for Asian Americans, whether it be for anybody else of color, Black people are in the mix. Oh, no. It's in the air for everybody else. You know and I'm just like, the Asians who got this thing together about the hate thing, they're all sitting around here watching them sign the bill. Why didn't y'all reach back and say, hey, yes, we want that for us, but Black people have been doing this and they've been fighting for us also. So yes, let me reach back and let me grab my darker skinned brothers and sisters and say, hey, come on with us. Come on, let's get y'all name on this bill too. No, they didn't do that. And that's what I be talking about when it comes to Black people. Black people are always helping everybody. What's unfair, we always there. What's unfair, we always there. But when it's for us, everybody else, fight. Who? Crickets. That's not fair. I feel you on that because I feel like we talked about this before when that big thing happened with the Asians in Atlanta and Georgia. And we always said that it's not that you condone that, but in the same right, how can you, when things happen in our community, it's like they're not there. I get the Spanish will be there for the most part. Not all of them, for the most part they will. But when it comes to like, shit, Puerto Rico, they be there. No, because there is a colorism divide even between Spanish Americans, Spanish speaking Americans. It's a color divide between Black people. There's a color divide even in Asian countries where there's darker Asians. Every time there's a shade difference, there's a colorism divide. And everybody who's in the lighter part, for the most part, a lot of people feel like they're better than those that are down here that are darker. I don't feel that way. I'm lighter. Question though. Not that light though. Where did that come from? Like, I mean, I get that you're all right. I can almost think as a slave, you would think that. You know what I mean? And even then, I'm like, I'm a little on that because I feel like, to me personally, if I was a slave, if I was coming from a slave mentality, not to say that I am, I would actually hate white people. You get what I'm saying? But you talk about Indians, and I'm not talking about Native Americans, Indians from India, Cambodians and Chinese, you know, other than Japanese, they really don't praise it that much. But these are the people that praise the lighter skinned people. They do though. Look at all you have to do is look at the videos. Look at videos. The darker, they're those videos where they're doing makeup tutorials, they all are lighter. And then they take the makeup off, and guess what? They're almost my complexion. but they want to be white, porcelain white. There is a colorism divide almost within every race, unless the majority of y'all are all white. Like Russian, not so much. Now white people over here in America, this is the other thing I want to talk about. Hold on. This is very random and it's off-putting, but it also kind of flows in with this. You go to Africa, you hear a different dialect, you hear a different way of how they say certain words. You go to India, they say things a certain way. Even English, I'm talking about English now. You go to Europe, they say things a certain way. Why do we speak like this in America? Why do other people, especially in Europe, when they sing, sound like us? Like that has always been perplexing to me. Like, why don't I sound like this? You know, I want to go, you know, why don't I have an accent?
You do.
I don't have an accent.
You do.
But I don't.
You do.
It's an Americanized, it's American.
Yes, but it's an accent.
But still, like, why don't when other cultures sing in American, they're talking like us. Okay. And then like Ella Mai, unless she talks at the end of her songs, you never know, like, she sound like us. Yeah. Everybody like, what is this? Like, where did this come from?
I think, all right, so what the thing with American English is such a bastardization of the English language, because there's so many people who speak it wrong. I don't know. I don't know why I got interested in dialect coaches, and I've been looking at this for the past couple months. And literally, truth of the matter is, the people down south talk more proper, like I said, proper English, more proper English than people up north. By happenstance, because most of the people who came to this country who had a lot of money were, rich Southerners. The South used to have a lot of power, even though they didn't have a lot of technology. They had a lot of power, but I think our language is such a mix of everything. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, even in America, shit. You can go from North Carolina to South Carolina, and motherfuckers sound totally different.
But it's still an Americanized voice, like this, talking like this. This is what you get here.
Yeah.
But in other places, they sound
like this and like this.
And when they sing American songs, guess what they sound like? Us.
But but when they sing their songs, they sound like them.
But I've never heard them sing their songs. The only people that I can say for certain is like when you have like a style like reggae or African music, and you can use your voice to influence the song. No, or Spanish people speaking in Spanish. To be
iron like a lion in Zion. I mean, Americans don't sound like that. That's Bob Marley. Americans don't sound like Bob Marley.
But
I mean, you don't hear who else sing. Just give me the light. He don't speak. That's the way he speaks. He talks like he sings it.
But he's not American.
Exactly. So it's not that when you hear people from other countries sing songs, that they sing songs like us all the time. It's just that when people sing R&B, they sound like us. Because they're influenced. Adele.
No. Rappers. Wale is Nigerian.
Wale's from DC. No.
He's Nigerian.
He's from DC.
He's Nigerian.
From DC.
He's Nigerian.
He grew up in DC.
That's the same he's Nigerian.
That's the same thing as, what's his name? 21 Savage is from England.
But from England. It's like, did you grow up in England?
But while they grew up in on DC.
But did he? I'm saying, did he grow like you're Americanized because of where you live at? I get that, and I even see like you get here, your parents have a whole nother strong dialect, and then you grow up in America and nothing.
All right, I'm from New Jersey, right? And can you hear the New Jersey in my voice?
I suppose I do.
All right, my nieces and my nephews, they grew up. They came down here when in 2003. So my oldest niece was about, I want to say 9 years old. She was born in '94. Yeah, my oldest niece was 9 years old when she came down here, and that means that she lived in Jersey long enough to learn how to talk and speak like she was from Jersey. If you hear these kids talk now at 26, yeah, 27. Oh God, she got old. At 27, my niece is 27 now, and you hear her talk now, you would think that she was born and bred from down here because she's been influenced by this so much. And the bad thing is that even my sister, who came down here in her 30s, she was 34 when she came down here. You would never know she was from Jersey. Never know. So I think people take on by accident. You take on your culture of where you at. I mean, shit. I find myself saying some shit. When I used to live in South Carolina, I called myself saying, "Hey, Bo, the fuck? What's a Bo?" I didn't even know what a Bo was, but I was down there. You know what I mean, Bo? Curl my mouth up like, what the heck is going on? I never said Bo before I came down here. You know, I say boy. That people up in Philly say boy a lot. So we used to say boy, the old boy over here, old Bo. He said Bo. When he said Bo, I was like, I never heard that. And it used to come out of my mouth ever so often. You know what I mean? And it's just that when you live in a certain area, you just start to develop your own way of talking and your own way of slang.
But I just don't understand the American,
It,
why Americans and then Black people. How do Black people keep the same? Like the whole study of language is like peculiar to me because like listen to if you're like listening to somebody on the phone, as we do because we talk to people on the phone, it's like you can tell, oh, that's a Black person.
yeah.
Oh, that's a white person.
Yeah.
Unless they have somehow or another mixed over blah blah blah. Because there has been times that I've gotten fooled.
Yeah, I know. I got caught up there too.
I'll be the one though, because you know this voice is different than my other voice.
Yes.
So they all think I'm, either they think I'm a young Black girl or they think I am not Black.
I'm going to say it like this: when it comes to Black people, first of all, and we just get past the code switching because we all know how to code switch. Our language, and I was just like I said, I was just on this because I was thinking the same thing you were thinking about the language. Our language is so much influence, and this is just my theory because I'm smart. I can have theories too. I don't have to be Aristotle, but this is my theory. As Black people, even though we were taught English, some of our some of the ways that we speak is still in the African dialect. So what that means is some of our nouns and our verbs that we use are not as not the same as English way of speaking nouns and verbs. You know, but like our the way we talk over here is like English in America is different than say English in Australia. English in Australia is different than English in England. They don't speak the same type of English. It's just the fact that ours is a little bit more rougher or more, you know,
Country.
as
To me, I just feel like it's just I don't know. And I'm just trying to like, is it the bravado that makes, black men talk like black men, or black women talk like black women, or
there's a lot of that. It is all right. I think culturally, and I don't think you're born with it, but I do think that we do have a lot of stuff in us culturally wise that even though people like even as in slavery, you try to stomp that out, but you couldn't really stomp it out because it's just something that's innate in us and it never let go. Like I always see like you ever see the rapper with the gold teeth and the big like 20 chains and the earrings and the big rings and stuff like that. And I honestly think that even in our own mentality, Africans were always flashy. You know what I mean? Africans was always like Africans in Africa are flashy when they have money. You know what I mean? They wear loud, ugly suits. You know what I mean? Those like they're if they have money for chains, they wear 20 chains around their neck. You know, and even back in time, Africans has always been boisterous. You know what I mean? So when we come over here, it, they try to beat it out of us, but you couldn't beat it out of us because everything we do is boisterous. You know, we sing boisterous, we sing different. You know, we don't sing like, you know, you go to church and you hear the gospel music. You can hear the same song across the street at the A&E Baptist A&E church, and you go to the Baptist church, same song, but it's just a little bit more soul to it. You know what I mean? I was yeah, and
just trying to figure out how we got from the and all this and to okay, boss.
first,
Okay, Messel.
first, black people never. Not all black people talk like that. That's only South.
I know that. I know that but
Even those clicks are like verbs or nouns or some shit like that. I forgot how that go, but
but there were some over here that was clicking. I'm just trying to say, like, you know,
you get
the
in where you
different
fit in.
languages.
You get in where you fit in. Like, all right, you ever hear somebody from from Puerto Rico or Cuba or Dominican Republic speak Spanish? And you ever hear Mexicans speak Spanish?
I mean, they all have different depending on where they came from.
And their
But
dialect is totally different. Like, the way Puerto Ricans speak their Spanish, they're, they're boisterous about their Spanish. They get the word. Whereas, Mexicans, they speak their Spanish with their lips. Some this Puerto Rican dude put me down on this. Like he showed me what it was that. And a lot reason why Mexicans speak their Spanish the way they speak it is they're more closer to actual real Spanish than say a Puerto Rican is, because a Puerto Rican language is bastardized for the Indian, the Native Americans. I'm sorry, I don't want to say Indian. The Native Americans and the black and the French that was around them in the English. So their language is a little bit more different. But whereas you hear Mexicans speak, they sometimes speak with a list and they speak the old Spanish way because they speak like King Ferdinand.
mm,
You ever heard?
I beg to differ. I think that unless like Spanish, Spanish from Spain
They
speak
speak broken.
differently than Mexicans, speak differently than I guess Puerto Ricans. I'm not even sure.
They do.
A lot of times I hear Puerto Ricans speak Spanish and they speak crossing between Puerto Rico between Spanish and English. So,
They speak
but
Spanish.
when I hear Mexicans
Mexicans speak
people
Spanish
speak,
too, though.
when I hear Mexican people speak, I don't hear the same thing I would hear as somebody from Spain speaking Spanish. Like it's like the dialect is off. It's not the same.
It's not that far off though. It's closer than Puerto Rican is. Puerto Ricans they speak horrible type Spanish, but their Spanish is really literally mixed with a whole bunch of English words. You know what I mean? And you know, they even got words different. Like I think what was it with Mexicans they call a bus an autobus, whereas Puerto Rican call a pagua. What the fuck is it? That is. This is being with Puerto Rican for as long as I was. But I don't know. That's just a language thing. Like all areas got their own type of language, and that's the way they speak it.
Yeah.
You know,
As your
but you know, I want to. We're gonna cut the show short today anyway because I know you got to do your thing. But I did want to hear you about the Juneteenth thing. And you know what? I support it, whatever it is. And my big thing is when it comes to Juneteenth is if you are going to celebrate it, if you are going to go out here and buy some shit, don't go to fucking Walmart and get the shit. Pay the extra coin and get it from your black vendor that's sitting outside selling t-shirts and shit like that. Don't go to Walmart. Don't go to the Chinese store. Don't go to the corner store. Get it from an actual black vendor. You know what I mean? Like, Toots sells her crystals and stuff like that. Don't go to Spencer's to get your crystals. Go to Two and get your crystals. You know what I mean? She puts in her hard work on that. You
I
know,
do.
and it's just like if you're going to do this Juneteenth thing, then let's really do it and support black people during this time. You know what I mean? Support your black barbers, support your black nail stylists, everything that you usually go to for a white person, you or somebody or other, go to a black person and see what it's like. You might not know, you might really like it. You know what I mean? And stop trying to put other people over ahead of us. Go to one of these things and see what these things are really like. You know what I mean? That's what I think about Juneteenth to me. I feel like it's a step going towards a step that we can use, but we got a long way to go to really
Long way.
be where we need to be. But it's a good step, though. Don't get me wrong; it's a good step. Acknowledge that you did have slavery, and the slaves needed to feel a day they were free, and it was
I
not.
feel like I
You
feel
know,
like I'm gonna have to go back on it just one more time. I feel like instead of Juneteenth, they should have signed a national hate against Black Americans crime bill. I think they should have did that. But the only thing why they won't do it, you wanna know why they won't do it?
why?
Because then these cops that are doing these dumb shit, they would have to be tried.
Yeah.
They would have to actual face real time.
And you know what?
That's why.
Like I told you earlier, I don't disagree with you though. I don't disagree. I really do believe that, you know, you got like this is just a pacifier. You could have did something better with your time than just coming up with
A lot better. A lot.
because black people going to celebrate Juneteenth when we find out about it anyway. So shit,
Not when not when they gave reparations for lost property to those who were for the Union who had slaves.
yeah,
They gave them reparations
yeah.
for us, our people. And then they changed it and said they were going to try to give reparations to the slave if the slave owner didn't get that their reparation, because it was like $300 per person or per tool.
But and we didn't get to this point. I don't know if we got to this point last week or the week before, or maybe never. But what gets me the most about people being racist, especially the white racists down here, most of the people who are racist couldn't even afford slaves. Like, what's the point of you being a racist when you couldn't even afford to have me anyway? You couldn't afford to own me. You were broke. But they still hate.
I
You know,
think their hate is rooted in
I think their hate is rooted in the fact that they need to be better than somebody. And
I think their hate is rooted in what they were taught
yeah,
and how it reflected them looking at that from when they were, whatever age it was, that, oh, races don't mix and this, that, and the third, these type of things that I've heard other white people say, like, why can't you just stay with your own race? Or those type of things. It's a sin to be with a black person.
I was talking to somebody at the gym, and they were telling me about how growing up they were dating this white guy, been with this white guy for over a year. Now, not she's not black, but she's not white either. So the parents come to her and said, "I don't know about this. We don't believe in mixing races. So and she been with this dude for a year, and one day her parents finally was like, "Ah, this can't keep on happening." So she goes down to the dude and tell the dude what happened. He said, "I don't believe in that either." But she's not white, and she was like, "She said, oh no, I consider you white. I consider you white. Your mom white." Like it's almost like you feel like you're better than because of something that you had nothing to do with. Like you don't have nothing to do with who your mama and daddy fucked before you got here. You know what I mean? You just it is what it is. But with on that note, I'm getting sleepy and you are high.
I think I'm thinking it's not that am I.
You're getting sleepy too. I understand.
And I have a lot of work to do after this, and then I got to get up in the morning
Yeah,
to go to work.
you've been burning it out. Congratulations to two. If you do catch the show, get one of her gummies. They'll get you right. Take some of her crystals. They got magical powers, I guess. I don't know. But it's just been like this is fun. We're gonna do this show number 28. This is good. We're getting better at it. But we all gotta go. And also, I always use somebody I know song on the beginning. I keep putting her in the back of the credit. If you do come in and hear this video, get to the end. Thanks to Ashley Nicole for letting me use her music for the intro and outro.
Thanks, Boo.
Yeah, so if I do a new one, I'm gonna put it right back there again. But I know I've been saying goodbye for about 20 minutes, just like a black person. Just like a black person, I say 20. Bye. But yeah, bye. It is what it is. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right, but this is Tyler Marr. She is.
Two Winters.
This is
Talking shit with TNT.
You know what it is. We out.
Things we do for love, love.